Hello, you gorgeous creatures of the night. It's your man Stan, the satanic mechanic that's causing a panic, and it's officially spooky season! That's right! Harvest season is upon us, and I've been super busy gathering apples and pumpkins, boyfriends, immortal souls for the Dark Lord. You know, full shit. But I also have my eye firmly planted on Halloween, which brings us to the business of the day. Halloween horror movie recommendations. I gotta tell ya, it's an embarrassment of riches this year. So let's jump right in. First up, we have Halloween Ends. Oh yes, honey, it's the long-awaited final battle between Laurie Strode and Michael Myers, set to pop off in theaters and on Peacock on October 14th. I've stayed away from spoilers as best as I can because anybody who knows Stan knows that this is his all-time favorite franchise, and I can hardly contain myself. Next up, we have Terrifier 2, the long-awaited sequel to 2016's Terrifier from Damien Leone. We follow the exploits of Art the Clown as he stalks and kills his victims on Halloween night. I don't know if you've seen the original, but it is a gory exploitation masterpiece, and I mean that as a compliment. I cannot wait for October 6th when this movie debuts in theaters and on Screambox streaming service. Now I think it's time for some queer horror recommendations, am I right? First up, I have Hellraiser, coming to Hulu on October 7th. Starring trans actress Jamie Clayton as Pinhead, this movie is more of a continuation of the series as opposed to a remake or a reboot. So I guess maybe it's a requel? Fans of the franchise know that the series kind of went off the rails after part 4, and the stories became kind of episodic instead of linear, so there's a lot of room for them to play in this universe. The involvement of Clive Barker, the original author of The Hellbound Heart, is also a very promising sign. Hopes are high for this one. Now, I know we've spent a lot of time with mainstream Hollywood releases, but of course there's a lot of independent stuff coming out as well, and Shudder's a great place to check all that out. Firstly, there's Queer for Fear, the history of queer horror, a 4-part documentary series that will trace the roots of horror back to its queer creators. And then there's the expansion of the Boulet Brothers Dragula series with a new competition called Titans, which is scheduled to debut on October 25th. Other queer horror films showing on Shudder that I think you should check out are Butcher Baker Nightmare Maker from 1982, starring Susan Terrell. It's a nice little video nasty from the early 80s that features a surprisingly poignant gay storyline. Definitely worth a watch. Shudder is also currently showing What Keeps You Alive. Now this I don't want to give too much away about because it is a thriller in every sense of the word. Highly recommended. Of course, it's not Halloween without Hellbent. This one is still streaming on Here TV, hosted by moi. Hellbent is a fun little slasher film from the early 2000s that follow 4 friends that go to the West Hollywood Halloween parade and get stalked and picked off one by the mysterious Devil Daddy. Pussy Cake is currently streaming on Screambox, and though it contains no pussy or cake, it does have 2 lesbian leads and a lot of Lovecraftian effects. Check it out. Last but not least, I have Hypochondriac, directed by Addison Hyman and starring Zach Vila. Hypochondriac is a psychological horror film that follows a gay man as he descends into madness as he's haunted by his past, his mother, and unresolved trauma. Of course, there are many more films that I didn't cover in this video, and for that I suggest you check out my article for Gaming Magazine that gives you a quick top 5 queer horror movie starter guide. I'll put the link in my socials. So what are you waiting for, my little devils? You got plenty of movies to watch. Get to it! Have a great spooky season, happy Halloween, and until next time, I'm Stan the Mechanic, the demon you can believe in.